First of all, while base money is double, triple, quadruple, M1, M2, M3, credit growth has been very growing because velocity has collapsed. All these base money has been hoarded by the banks in the form of excess reserves held at the central banks. Banks are not lending as much as they should. Whether they're not lending because there is a credit crunch and a credit supply problem like in the Eurozone, with essentially deleveraging and selling of assets and credit contraction, or whether there is a problem of credit demand with highly leveraged houses and others not borrowing, we don't know. Probably it's a combination of both. But there's not much credit creation. Additionally, there's a slack in the goods market with excess capacity in output gap. Therefore, firms don't have a lot of pricing power. Moreover, there is a slack in the labor market with unemployment rate being very high. Workers don't have a lot of wage bargaining power. Wages are growing more less than productivity. Therefore, unit labor costs are falling. And with 2/3 of cost of production being labor costs, if there is no wage inflation, how are you going to get inflation? And of course, in addition to the slack in the goods market and labor market, this year we have seen the beginning of the end of the commodity super cycle. And the fall in commodity prices is another source of disinflation, if not of outright deflationary pressure. I think those forces, including the forces of globalization, weak trade unions, and other long-term factors, are going to imply that inflation of goods and services is going to remain low. So where is all this liquidity going if it's not going into goods inflation? Essentially, the wall of liquidity is chasing assets and is searching for yield. Therefore, more than goods inflation, we've seen asset reflation, asset inflation. And there is an ongoing debate today on whether it's just asset reflation or whether in some specific financial market there is a risk of frothiness or the risk of outright financial bubble. So certainly we've had more asset inflation than goods inflation. If you think about it, around the world with these zero policy rates in advanced economies, quantitative easing, and forward guidance, this liquidity is searching for assets. And you see already some degree of frothiness in a number of financial markets. Take, for example, housing. You remember that the housing boom bubble, followed by the housing bust, was the cause of the last financial crisis. And housing boom and bust in the United States, in Iceland, in Ireland, in Spain, in Portugal, and in places like Dubai and in the United Kingdom. Today, instead, we see frothiness in housing markets, if not outright bubbles, in both a wide range of advanced economies and some emerging markets. In advanced economies, there has been significant housing inflation in places like Switzerland, Norway, Sweden, Finland, France, Germany, Belgium, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and today in London and the surroundings of London. If you look at the emerging markets, there is frothiness, if not outright bubbles in housing, in Singapore, in Hong Kong, in China, in Israel, and in some of the major urban centers in places like Brazil, Turkey, India, Indonesia, and so on. Now, this bubble can go on, of course, for quite a while, given easy money and lax regulation, but we might want at some point start to get concerned about them in some parts of the world. There's also frothiness in a number of credit markets. For example, in the United States, the issuance of junk bonds is now back to levels that we've seen since 2007. Spreads on high yield and high grade are low and falling. You have big toggles like payment in kind, toggles, and you have covenant-like clauses, all signs of frothiness. Similar type of frothiness is beginning to be seen in other credit markets, in leveraged loans, in mortgage REITs, in wholesale secure funding for many of the asset managers. So there is concern that these things are continuing. And of course, there is a debate of whether some equity markets are becoming also fraught, if not large. Of course, there has been a significant rise in earnings since 2009, and until recently, the rise in equity markets, like the United States, was justified by fundamentals. But lately, we've seen slowdown in earnings growth, slowdown in revenue growth, and in spite of that, there's still rising asset prices. PE ratios are high, above historical norms. Price to revenue ratios are also rising, and especially in the tech sector, where We may not be in a bubble today in equity markets, but if easy money, because we're going to have easy money and easy monetary policy for years to come, where to continue, the situation could be one in which in the next few years you're going to see that kind of fraud.